stream it. Now we're just gonna stream and good to go. This is all the tech is you took out to make sure everything runs smoothly. Nice. Right. So, I hope everyone's having a great Friday. It's nice and sunny and it's hot here, but I like feeling hot. Can't go wrong with feeling hot. And I thought just stream it, Really, it should work. And it won't take too long. It should be like less than 30 minutes. It's just dealing with the tech. Get a lot of messages. Take it up to. Let's see if we can stream it. Mm -hmm. Let's need to find the button. Something to find the settings for it to stream. So it will probably have to be my phone pointing up the screen. So just bear with me. It's always thinking on the spot with tech, finding solutions for things. Sorry. Here, so you guys can see. Let's get on the screen. There's my camera. So this is the best way I can go around too. So let's get going. So coming live, if you're watching from Facebook, I am here. You can see my hands. I have to do it this way because it wasn't letting me stream for some reason. I'm just hiding all these things because I don't want to see them. Just put them out of the way. And yeah. So this is an opportunity live where basically I'm sharing my opportunity and how I started my business journey and how this could be possibly the solution for you as well. Basically, I started this business 3 years ago and I nearly never started. But now it's led me to leave my full-time manager's job, and this is only the beginning. And just a reminder, I'm not really promising you anything. I'm just sharing something with you that can help you if you let it. And before you make any assumptions, I just want to remind you this is not drop shipping. Let me hide this floating controls. This is not drop shipping, crypto, or some Ponzi scheme or anything like that. And disclaimer that you will see on every slide is that results vary. Individual results are based on effort, consistency, and market conditions. This is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a real business model that I have tested, refined, and now I'm sharing with you as well. So, if you haven't been in the low ticket affiliate marketing sector before, there are so many ways nowadays that you can generate income online. And there are these companies like Avon, those are low ticket companies where you're charging and selling products or services, or even have your own coaching business or mentoring business where you're selling digital products like the MRR things for a low price. And that for you to generate the level of income, for you to have your bills paid for and everyone fed to the point that possibly you might decide to leave your job or drop your corporate hours, you need to sell hundreds. And I have done that for 7 years. At the time, I wasn't looking to replace my full-time income, but when I become a mom, things have changed. I had to shift my priorities to being efficient with my time without losing my financial freedom and my financial stability. And I got burnt out from doing that low ticket and I was selling skincare, shakes, supplements, and I made some money. I lost thousands because you have to buy the kit, and sometimes there's like a promotion. I'm close to a rank. I bought myself some stock and things like that. And I discovered high ticket in August 2023. And funnily enough, it's August tomorrow, 2026. And everything has changed. And I would be shocked if I spoke to my 3 year younger version of me and said to her, oh, by the way, you're quitting your job in 3 years' time. She'd be like, yeah, you're crazy. And these are price points. I share them at the very beginning because I want to be as transparent as possible on how this could possibly shift your life. The invest is 3K to 14K, varies. And it might seem like a lot. It might seem like your house deposit, a car, whatever it is. But the amount of sales that you need for you to build a sustainable income, depending on what campaigns are running, it's between 7 and 30. 7 people, 7 products versus hundreds. That gives you more freedom, more relationship, and more connection with the people who are actually serious to invest in your products and your service and start a business if they want to, and it's not dependent on any algorithm. I am literally 6 months ahead of you because 6 months from now could be looking completely different if you go all in. My journey was from 2016 when I started my nursing career as a student nurse all the way to 2022. I tried every single low ticket business that you can think of because I was studying as a nurse. And if you are not familiar with the UK, back then it was only an NHS bursary, which was like £450. And I still have the bills to pay, and I still have to buy my food and sustenance and living costs, etc. So I needed some form of extra income. So that's when I decided to do agency. So I would be doing night shifts as agency, healthcare assistant, and then go to uni the next day. And I would be sleeping in class and get told off because I'm tired from being awake all night. And then after uni is finished, I go home and I go to sleep. And in between those times, I was doing lives, I was going to offline events, I was sharing and promoting things in a way that probably most people would find it very icky. I have lost friends and families from business because I was posting and posting products all over social media. I was messaging everybody all over social media, including friends and family. say, buy my product. I've done it. And I don't want you to do it that way, by the way, because it's not, it's icky and it's very, very old school and no one likes it. And in 2022, I gave birth to my firstborn, but money was tight. We just bought our house and my husband was worried in terms of how I'm going to pay my bills, how we're going to keep up with the mortgage now that we have one. And 6 months after I'd given birth, I went back to nursing to finish my degree. Because of the COVID, I wasn't able to do the practical elements of my studies. So I had to figure out a way to generate income. So I was leveraging the student finance funding, which was enough to keep me going up until I got my PIN, which was in August 2023. Luckily, just before I got my PIN, I discovered high ticket, this business module, and this was it. And then in September, I started my job. I was doing nursing and business at the same time. But because I laid all the foundations and I completed the training course, it was just a case of topping it up 1 to 3 hours every day. And by November, I burnt out. I was working full-time hours as an NHS, plus a couple of hours each evening or early morning because I would get up at 4:30, fit in the business tasks. But I was hopeful because I was fitting in the extra time for the business task. I was excited about doing the task and knowing how much of an impact me showing up consistently could lead for the long run. And 7 months in, I dropped my corporate hours. I was building momentum. I was getting new people interest every day. I was having calls. I was having people signing up to the motherboard. It was discovery process at the time. The momentum was so strong, I could not ignore it. And funnily enough, that very same month, I got pregnant with baby number two. And the business was growing. More mums were noticing this mentorship. And then 2025 was my biggest financial month with this business, having 13 mums investing into the motherboard that I've just created, I've just revamped it, and that was a real validation for me, showing that proof that I was working year in, year out, and people were signing up. And I decided to keep going. Eventually, after I went back to work, it was January 26th. It was time to go back. And things got really tough for me. I burnt out so quickly in 3 weeks. I knew already then and then that I was going to quit my job for my daughter's birthday in May. And I did. I decided to leave the job, put my resignation, switch to 0 hours. So instead of forced labor, I have choice labor where I can choose when I can go and work in the NHS. And I decided to go all in with the mother shift method. Problem is, corporate moms are trapped. The NHS reality as it is, and is going really downhill, in my opinion. 12-hour shifts, 13-hour shifts that bleed in that quality family time. Think about now, summertime, where your kids are off school and yet you have to figure out childcare, some sort of daycare or whatever for you to go to work. And you're paying them on top to have a stranger looking after your kids. The emotional labor when you go to work and then you get a call saying your is unwell, or they fell over, or they had a little tumble, or they're unsettled, and you can't tell your boss, hey, I'm dropping off, can't work any longer, because they will shout at you, because they're already short-staffed, they have skeleton staff, and they put you into that guilt-tripping zone where you know your family should come first, but yet you're stuck on helping a bunch of strangers who don't want to be there, really. Very few people love their jobs nowadays. But because your boss tells you and he threatens you that you're going to disciplinary if you decide to leave early, that's not nice. That salary of 23K or 35K and beyond, whatever your income is, that doesn't match your efforts. You are not getting paid for your worth, and your bills are not even fully paid for because cost of living is going up faster than your income is. The lack of flexibility for your kids' needs. I had a flexi work policy in place for my kids. And sometimes life happens, my kids get sick, I have family emergency, and I was getting shouted at by my manager, even for calling 2 days in advance or 3 days in advance or 4 or 5 days in advance, saying I can't work this shift. Can you cancel it or can I swap with someone? And I was getting told off for it. So, and I had my PIN for nearly 3 years. When I left my job in May, I was so burnt out. That would have been 3 years, nearly 3 years next month that I have my PIN. And I see it everywhere I work. So many nurses who have their PIN for more than 3 years. They went from excitement to burnout. You can look straight away which nurses have been qualified for less than 3 years, which nurses have been qualified for less than a year, and which nurses have been qualified for more than 3 years. Very, very few are enjoying the job. The guilt that you're not enough for anyone. You have guilt at home for leaving your kids because you want to make sure they're fed and you pay your bills and you want income to sustain yourself or for whatever emergency that you have. And then when you go to work, when you're at home, you have guilt for not going to work and helping the ward that's short-staffed. It's crazy. It's impossible. It feels impossible. I was stuck in that headspace for a very long time. I literally just crawled out of it last week. But this is the impossible choice. Most people think they only have two options. Option one, stay in nursing, keep the salary, keep the burnout, miss your kids' childhood. Or option two, quit your job, gain freedom, lose your financial independence, and then you panic because you don't have money to do things that you love because someone else is dictating how much money you can use. There has to be a third option. And here it is. But most people spend their whole life giving up and never finding the solution. You're not trapped because you're not good enough. You're trapped because no one has ever taught you how to build a business that actually pays. And I have shared content that was very powerful recently. As a staff nurse, I get taught all these skills, how to save a life, how to do CPR, how to deal with a major hemorrhage, how to deal with the cardiac arrest, how to deal with septic patient. Those skills are fantastic, but most people fail to realize the prequel of people heading into those routes. Majority of the time is stress, money stress, guilt, mental health, and it goes on. All these things, they're all lined up. Lack of looking after your health, you're neglecting yourself because you go to work and help others. Help your boss get that holiday in Dubai. And by the time you realize, oh my God, I'm doing this all wrong, it's too late. You might have gone through the ranks and have that senior managerial role, but you'll be thinking, how much time have I dedicated for this job? And what have I sacrificed? And next thing, you go home and your kids are telling you. And I remember myself telling my dad, you are always working. You don't have time for me. I didn't want to have that version repeated back to me from my kids. Let there be open-mindedness for you to know that there is a third option. And the old way of doing business, low ticket, you're posting, you're selling courses, you're selling snacks, I call them digital snacks. Just because my accountability body Lola, she calls them digital snacks, memberships at that price point. What is great, you need loads of sales for you to build that forward, meaning that you hustle it. Perhaps you're creating content, you have funnels, you have ads, you have algorithm. It's a lot of work. But if you choose the new way, where your price point is higher, it means more premium, more quality, mentorship to build a significant life-changing income, providing a high-quality service for the selected few. I finally understood I didn't need 100. customers. I just needed the seven serious ones because then they can duplicate the same formula without sacrificing time and quality of their life, their health, whatever it is that they care about. Why high ticket affiliate marketing? We have medical grade products that offer premium health and wellness. They last a very long time. The company is fully established with over 50 years in business. They have millions of customers globally. They have their own in-house manufacturing environment with own in-house staff, meaning that it's not produced in some random warehouse across the globe. And it's a real product, like it's being used in hospitals, spas, hotels, and a lot of people have started using this in their home. It is high ticket, it's a premium product. You don't need it, but when you do have it, it makes your whole life a whole lot better. And to specify, it's a water ionizer, it's a medical grade product. Who doesn't drink water? Our body is made 60% of water. So possibly everyone is a potential customer. Every time you go to the shop, to Tesco, you see people buying bottles. Do you know when was that water put into? One, two, the microplastics involved in that bottle, when it's going to be recycled. Like we got this global warming happening, the environment is deteriorating because of the extensive use of plastic, which takes a very long time to decompose. So for you to get started with this high ticket business, you invest in a business package or individual product. Prices range from 2,000 to 14,000 and beyond. You can make this package as big as you possibly can imagine. Every single sale that you make, you earn commission. And you have the ability to build a team, build your network. And most likely, the people who you bring on board, they're going to be your besties for life. Your first commission will be most likely between 3 to 4 figures, if not more. And it will keep increasing as you reach higher rank. Remember, this is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a real business with real products, real commission, and real work is required for you to get started. Now, the motherboard is a platform that I have created which explains what I've just explained so far into more details. And it's a one-time investment. You have lifetime access to the community and resources that keep getting updated. You get ongoing mentoring to learn the business, how to sell the business packages, to understand commissions so you can plan your business journey, where you want to go and how, and build your network from people who have already done it, from people who are actively doing it, from people who have set up the foundations to keep going. The community is filled from moms of all walks of lives. There's that support, there's that accountability with weekly calls and a group chat, and there is no judgment. Everyone is on the same journey. Plus, this is specifically for my mentees. You have the ability to learn how to build your own offers, like high ticket frameworks beyond Enagic, mentorship model for you to learn to create your own offers to multiply your income streams. Because the last thing I want you to do is to start this business, go all in with this business, and use this business only as your only stream of income. And then you start relying on it like your job, because your mindset will slip. Your mindset will go up and down because that's what business is. That's what being an entrepreneur is like. There are ups and downs, and for you to keep yourself going, you have to be consistent. So for you to get started, if you are not in the platform already, you have to invest £77 for a one-time investment, and then you'll have the ability to book a one-to-one call with me or a member of my team for you to choose the best path for your business, for your journey, for your circumstances. Now, this is just an overview of other things that I managed to set up alongside my business. Because if it wasn't for the Enagic, I would have never considered creating path one and path two. The reset program is for people who want to learn about making money online, creating your own business. And just by the way, just a side note, if you start with a business package, you will get the Mothership Reset and the Mothership Method for free, included in my mentoring. And you get to build all these beautiful packages, build your business at the same time. It's going to keep your mind so occupied, your creativity level is going to massively blow up. But you can discuss this in your one-to-one call so we can figure out the right way for you to get started. Just a reminder of what you get in the motherboard. You get online business training. I literally just updated it. So there is also a PDF guide of the motherboard that includes active exercises for you to implement before you even launch your business to improve your mindset and get an idea on how to get started before you got started. It sounds insane. You get access to a private community. We're on Telegram at the moment. You get weekly calls, which I'm going to set up, and office hours. I have huge projects in line with the updates I'm going to put in the motherboard that are currently in progress. High ticket frameworks for you to learn to build your own 3K offers beyond the high ticket affiliate marketing model. Sales templates so you can copy paste scripts, email frequencies, sequences, and sales framework, and you get to tweak it in a way that sounds like you and works for you without working extra. And you get a one-to-one clarity call with me. And when you do affiliate, you get one-to-one monthly calls and weekly and monthly group calls as a team with hot seats. So this is not passive membership. You get what you put in, real work, real results, real community, ongoing support until you see the results. This is your investment. 77 to get started. Remember, there is another investment for you to start the business. So you get commissions and then look at your ROI. You only need 5 people to make ROI. And I have a twist. So keep watching till the end. This is just an idea of time frame currently that we have going in the bigger community on how people are closing their sales. But remember, journey is unique to you. This is not guaranteed. It requires you to put in the work. It's not like I start, I do nothing. Oh, it's not working. It's my mentor's fault. You have to take ownership for your actions or lack of actions. Your £77 investment pays for itself with just one sale after you launch your business. Everything else is all profit. Once you launch your business and you made your ROI, your profit is going to skyrocket massively. These are some testimonials. In fact, Lola is there. Lola's testimonial. But I leave it there whilst I drink some water for you to read. These are women. Most of them I'm still in touch with. Some of them that had so much success, they built their own communities within their community. For example, Victoria, Freya and Tiani, and Ellie, they have their own communities now. Georgina is in the process of building her own community. Like the amount of abundance that they provide is insane. But the last story, the one here, this could be your story. Only if you take action today. There's only limited spots. The last cohort, £44, was completely sold out. So if you're ready to go all in, this is the time. Just a summary of what you can do. You're watching this live. If you are, you're watching the replay. Then you join the motherboard, you book the call, get clarity, and then you start earning. It's not complicated. It's just lots of action. I'm not going to cover the compensation plan, but what I can do, if you're interested, I will share this with you after the call, and simply because I'm mindful of time. So I'm gonna skip through this and the business packages because all this information you can find them in the motherboard anyway. So I'm gonna cover questions. I'm not good at sales. I have zero sales background. All my jobs have been in the care sector. But this is where this exists. Sales is not about being a smooth talker, like I can sell paper to wall kind of thing. It's about understanding what people need and finding a solution for them to solve their problems. It's a skill. You get to learn it by being open-minded to learn and practicing. It's too expensive. Why do I have to pay for this? Nowadays, you can get loads of free content, especially with AI. There's difference. Free information teaches you what to do. Paid information teaches you and shows you how to do it. You're not investing in information, you're investing in implementation, accountability, and a community of people in the same position as you. You get ongoing long-term support. A lot of people join the gym in January, but not everyone reaches their fitness goals. And some invest in coaches and personal trainers to keep them accountable. So the gym analogy is just to show you that people who join the gym in January. If you ask them now in end of July how they're doing, I can guarantee you a lot of them probably either stepped out or they are consistent enough to see some results. Lack of time is the very most common and biggest lie that we tell ourselves. We all have 24 hours in a day, and you all have your own priorities. So the whole itself is the model itself is very self-paced, there's no deadlines, and it's just dedicating a couple of hours alongside your schedule. That's why I created the mother shift method, because it's alongside your schedule. There's no, I need to work extra here. Some days you might work 30 minutes, some days you might work 3, 5 hours. It's as long as A, you're having fun, and B, you're not sacrificing the key times. Like I do this when my kids are at school, nursery, or when they're asleep. That's it. I don't have the money. Cost of living is constantly rising, and I get it. But the real asset that you really need to invest in is yourself. If you keep neglecting yourself and you carry on going the way you're going now, what's that future going to look like? The moment you crash, and I've been there, the moment I crash, the whole house is crashing. So I decided to treat myself like the most important asset. In fact, when I went back to work, I was skipping all my GP appointments. I was not having my blood tests. I haven't had my eyes done. I neglected my dental care. And then when I left my job, went to the dentist for a checkup, and I said, "Oh, my teeth, they're not doing very well. I need to get, instead of having just fillings done, I have to have crowns done and root canals done." And my eyesight, I went to the opticians yesterday to test my eyes because I finally found a slot that suited me without having to cancel work anymore because I left my job, and my eyesight deteriorated as well. So for me, that was a wake up call to realize, hey, I need to look after myself better because I have kids who depend on me. I'm their everything. So the biggest question for you is, can I afford not to do this and keep doing what I'm doing now forever? Because every month you spend waiting is a month where money has been left on the table, where your health has been left on the table. What if I fail? Failure is part of the process. You're gonna fail loads of times. I'm gonna tell you, I failed loads of times. Babies failed at crawling, walking, but then they succeed in their own time frame. I always use this analogy, and when I'm feeling like my mindset is getting a dip, especially at certain times of the month, which is covered in the women corner section, which I'm creating, you're gonna feel like a failure a lot of times. Hormones. Your timeline is your timeline. But the key part is you're not alone doing this. It's harder when you don't have people supporting you because you have a community of like-minded individuals that you can plug into. The biggest and only failure that you can get is by not trying at all. Perhaps you looked at this opportunity years ago, like I did. I saw this opportunity in 2020 and I was like, meh, too good to be true, and I scroll past. And I regret it still. Where would you be in 12 months' time? Most likely, I can guarantee you, you're going to be exactly where you were. Which reality is scarier for you? I need to think about it. Great. That's good. Women, we have a cycle, and some decisions are best not to be made at certain times. However, if you're thinking about it, it means that you might not come back to this page, you might not come back to this live, you might not watch this replay, and your brain keep giving you something to keep you busy because life is going to happen. Things will happen in your life that will make you forget of things that you do not consider important because your brain wants you to be comfortable. Your brain doesn't want you to get out of your rut that you're stuck in because it's scary. I wanted to give you some guarantee here. You get a 14-day refund policy where you get to access the full motherboard, watch all the information, the community has questions, and the one-to-one call. And if you decide this is for you, you just go all in. If it's not for you, you ask for a refund. I refund people all the time. When I see that connection is not there, either they're not suitable for the business or they do not have the right mindset space for them to see how this business can help them move forward, I just refund them because I don't want anyone to do something because they have to. I want people to do something because they know the alternative is way scarier, it's way harder, and it's impossible, and you don't like it. I want you to realize that this can change your life if you go all in with it. So now that I've said the key things, you have three options. You can do nothing. You watched this live, you watched the replay, keep your job if you have one, stay comfortable. In 12 months, probably you will have the same salary, the same burnout, the same regret, and you go back the same loop. Perhaps you're feeding your baby at 3 a.m., who's now a toddler, 3 a.m., who's hardly sleeping, and you keep Googling how to make money online. And then you might stumble across this page again. Option B, you join the motherboard, learn the system, build a business. In 12 months, whilst I cannot guarantee you the results, if you go all in, something is going to shift. Something will shift. For sure, if you go all in. The option C, wait and see. That is a decision in itself. Think about it. Oh, I'll do some more research. I'll wait for the perfect time. 12 months, 24, 36 months. You're still thinking, you're still waiting, and you're still stuck. I know which one I chose, and I know which one you should choose. But which one will you choose? And remember, you're only 6 months away for a better version of yourself that you currently pray for. You can join 50 plus of moms who are building real businesses and making real money for 77. The link, if you're watching the Facebook Live, I'll put it in the comments. If not, when you get the replay, I will put the link underneath the email for the replay if you're registered for this webinar, and then you can join them. But I want to share something special here. If you start your business by the end of today, I know you have less than 24 hours left, depending on what you're watching. This campaign has been extended until the 31st of July. This campaign is insane because if one cell gives you 1 point, it gives you 8 instead. So if you start with 2 products or more, you get 8 points or up from 4 to 8 points per product, meaning you will rank up so fast. So if you want more information on this, just message me and I will be in touch. Don't forget to share this live, this replay to anyone who's thinking about generating income online. And if you have subscribed to my email list, you will see a link as well to my Instagram profile if you want to check my journey out and how I'm doing with this.